So what are the ripples of reinvention? And how could a 15 to 20 second conversation with someone you don't even know that well turn into a tidal wave of opportunity, possibility, and prosperity? Well, you're about to find out how a single conversation can dramatically alter the course of your life's journey right here on the Reinvention Chronicles. Here at a conference center in Detroit, Michigan, where a friend of mine, Antarctic Mike Pierce, just wrapped up an event with Vistage International, and I'm just still so fascinated by how a single conversation can dramatically alter the course of one's life, especially when it comes with someone you hardly know. In my friend Mike's case, he got on the phone with a guy named Greg who suggested if he was really serious about studying the leadership lessons of Sir Ernest Shackleton, he should go to Antarctica and run a marathon and find out what it was like to walk in Shackleton's shoes, and voila, an entire speaking career is born. Well, in the case of my friend Dan Martell, here's another case, and Dan calls it the ripples of reinvention. It's those moments in time, and at the time, they don't seem maybe all that significant, but looking back, they will have a serious impact and a dramatic effect on where your journey of reinvention is going to take you. Dan Martell is a Canadian entrepreneur and angel investor who played a key role in successes such as Clarity, Unbounce, and Flowtown. He has over 30,000 Facebook fans. He shoots selfie videos like a professional videographer, and he posts updates that are reshared hundreds of times. In fact, the Financial Post has described him as the new prototype for creating a powerful CEO brand on Facebook and other social media platforms. He firmly believes that if you throw a pebble into the water on one side of the ocean, it will create a tidal wave on the other side. And you're about to discover why. Few know more about the subject of reinvention, both personally and professionally, than my good friend Dan Martell, the Canadian world changer out of Moncton, New Brunswick. Dan, tell us a little bit, though, about your theory around reinvention and what you call the ripple effect.
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? Super gracious to be on here and sharing some thoughts. You know, the ripple effect to me is the opportunity to really think back. For you, there's been these moments in life. If you think about these three transformative moments that really have shaped your kind of destination, destiny, etc. If you think back about those moments and the effect it's had on your life, and then because you chose that path, the impact you've been able to have on other people's lives, that's the ripple effect. And I really believe that there's moments that we have every day, the opportunity to almost drop that pebble into the lake and create a ripple, and we're not even connected to it. And to me, it's a lost opportunity. So that's kind of like the way I think about it.
But where specifically did the ripple effect happen to you?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I've got a long story. You know, grew up very colorful childhood, and ended up getting into drugs and alcohol when I was 13, and by the time I was 17, I ended up in jail twice. And 3 months into a prison sentence, I got pulled out of the cell block by a guard named Brian, and he brought me into the guard unit, which I'd never seen the inside of before, and he sat me down, and he kind of just looked at me and said, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Well, I stole a car and I got in a high-speed chase." And he goes, "No," he goes, "I'm looking out across this cell block and I see the other guys, and I've been working here 8 years, and you don't belong here." And for me, that was the first time, 16 years that I've been alive on earth, that anybody ever looked at me and didn't tell me that I was broken, that there was something wrong with me. And Brian saw something in me, and he believed in me even when I didn't even believe in myself. And that just brought such a sense of honor to him, to my situation, that I said, like, if he sees something and he knows all these kids that have never been able to make it good, that there's got to be something there. So a few months later, I got released to a rehab center where I spent 11 months, and at that rehab center, I discovered a book on computer programming. And fast forward now 19 years, I've been blessed to have started 5 technology companies. I've raised money twice. I've sold the last 3 companies, and I've hired over 500 people. And now I get to teach entrepreneurs around the world how to do that on my YouTube channel. And that one conversation that Brian had with me, and where he transferred his belief in what he saw in me when I didn't even see it in myself, that was the ripple effect. And I just think that every day we go through life and there's these moments where somebody does something and you have the opportunity to stop and just tell them that you see something that they don't see in themselves, and many times you don't even take it. And I'm on a mission to change that, to make people consciously aware that we don't know how what we do is going to affect other people, but you got to trust in that those little moments, those opportunities to tell somebody how much they mean to you, to tell somebody how proud you are of them, to tell them how impressed you are with their progress, that it could be a life changer. And for me now, being in a position where I serve 500,000 people online a month, to teach them, because one guy, Brian, sat me down and said I didn't belong there.
Dan, we've known each other a long time, and I've watched you go through many different stages of reinvention, including this latest iteration where you are teaching tens of thousands of people all over the world. If you could summarize, and reinvention will mean different things to different people, but if you could summarize what it means to you in terms of how'd you do it, beyond the ripple effect, which I think you so articulately described, how did you do it, man?
I mean, the way I've always approached starting every one of my companies or deciding to go down a different path is I find people, some people call them mentors, some people call it modeling, whatever you want to call it. Like, I just find the world's best people at the thing that I want to pursue, and I just try to learn as much as I can, and I go deep, and I'll stay up till 11 o'clock at night watching YouTube videos from the experts that are the best in the world to try to understand the way they're thinking, the way they approach it, the way they structured it, their journey, where they start, how'd they get to where they're at, who are their influences in their lives. Read the books, so like top 3 books in a topic. Go to the training, the events on that topic, that new area, that new direction you want to take. And if you find the 3 best people, you read the 3 best books, and you go to the 3 best seminars, that's like the best firepower to get you just shot off into that direction. And that's how I've been able to go from, I've been just blessed financially in the way that these companies have worked out, but that's the pattern.
It's been said the best teachers are the great students, and that's very true with Dan Martel out of Moncton, New Brunswick, and changing people and lives all over the world here. So thanks so much for doing this, my friend.
Appreciate it.
And hopefully some of these thoughts will help you recreate and reimagine the business, the life, the career that you deserve.
Peace.